Good morning, everyone. Camera or my computer is kind of crapped out on me a little bit there, so we're going the old school route, just straight through YouTube, which means um, I can't really control anything. So hopefully this all works. Let me go live on Instagram as well here. All right, we're live on Instagram. Should be live on YouTube as well. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. A little bit early this morning. We're also going to have an abbreviated coffee break this morning um, because we're filming. We got a bunch of collabs that are going down this week, and so one of those we got to leave here in literally 20 minutes. So I got 15 minutes with you all right now. I was trying to go live right at 9, but my computer was just kind of not having it. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of breeze through. This week is gonna be a really everyone's asking about the ankle. I'll talk about the ankle in 1 second. Not a lot going on the site this week, so not a lot to go over there because obviously we're gearing up for Worlds next week. So this week there's going to be just some generic restocks. We might have some like 3-pack bundles that are going down, so that'll be fun. And if you're a part of the text deal, if you're not a part of the text deal, I don't remember the number to tell you to text join to, but I wish I did. You can find it in different links in our bios and stuff. But um, I'll have to let me see if I can quickly pull up the text deal number. Where would I even find that? What's funny is OBS is what kept crashing earlier, and I know I have the text deal number in there. But the text deal this week, we're actually going to be able to. Yeah, it's crashing computer again. We're actually going to be able to. Let me throw this up. So you can text the word join to 833-255-8270. That's join to 833-255-8270. Because this week we're going to be able to do some misprints of some of the custom stamps we've run throughout the year. So that's going to be the exclusive text deal this week. That's probably the most exciting thing happening this week. So a lot of people asking about the ankle. Ankle is good. It's not completely back to normal. Still a little like tender, a little sore, but it doesn't hurt anymore. We filmed some yesterday. That was my first time actually playing disc golf on it, and it felt fine. I was able to film 2 videos out there, and then I went for a run on Sunday, just 2 miles, super easy run walk, and it felt fine. So we're not gonna run today because we're filming today. I'm gonna try to run tomorrow and try to just actually run, not run walk, and see if I can push it to 3 miles. So we're wearing an ankle brace. Ah, ah, wearing an ankle brace whenever we're playing disc golf and running right now, but hopefully I'll be able to get out of that in the next week or two. Mobility's back, all of that. It swelled up real nice. It had some nice bruising and fun stuff like that, but to be honest with you, it wasn't. I don't think it was as bad as it sounded or initially felt like. So gonna be a good time. So we got this week. We got a lot of people. So today, I don't think Trevor would care if I spoil everything. So today we're filming with Gannon, Isaac, and Ezra. I think tomorrow we're filming with Aaron Gossage and Cole Redalin, 2 separate videos. And then I think we're still talking to a few different pros for this weekend for like Thursday or Friday. So I don't know if those aren't locked in yet. And then next week, I think we're filming with the full vlog squad. So I think we're adding in Alden and Gavin and all of them at some point. We're hoping to get a big Germ collab. That's kind of up in the air still. Tuesday, we're going to film with Brody for Foundation First the Nation again. Um, so, yeah, really exciting. Bunch of stuff. Okay, let me see. We got some. Do I bike at all? Just started after being a long time runner. I don't bike. I used to ride the Peloton before I got into running. That was like my only way I exercised, and it was fun. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. My thing was I would like because I already have built my running base. I'd want to do triathlons, and really nice road bikes or even like decent road bikes are really expensive. And I don't want to commit to that and then end up not liking it. Um, and I also like I don't have a gym membership to where I can go swim. So I can like swim. My parents have a pool I could swim in during the summer, but like here in a month that's gonna get closed up. So then like during the winter, if I was training for a triathlon, I have nowhere to swim. Um, so that's why I've never really gotten into biking or done much besides running. But yeah. Nathaniel said I'm running a 5K with my mom in 4 weeks. Any advice? Is my first time running. I would definitely make sure you're training. A 5K you can kind of mentally get through. Um, so like you can, even if you're not, as long as you're in decent enough shape, you can just kind of mentally push through it. How fast you go depends on how good a shape you're in, because like technically a 5K should be like just slower than your mile pace, technically. But if you're just started running, then a 5K is like a long run. Like that's like if you are only running 1 or 2 miles, 3 miles is like you're not going to run that as fast as you're on 1 mile. So I would just try to slowly ramp up over the next 4 weeks to build to where you can get comfortably running 2 or 3 miles at a time. Um, and then just have fun. 5Ks are all about fun. They're either about going crazy fast and you're trying to win, or they're about having fun. So if it's your first running event, just go out there and have a good time. Any news on the Aceathon? We have two different people asking about the Aceathon. Trevor has picked and notified the top 5 people. I think he's just waiting for them to send him the like full quality video of all 5 of them. Well, 4 that Trevor picked. One is the dark horse pick that Brody gets. So that one's obviously dark horse. But then once we have all 5 full quality videos, then Trevor will make the post of like, here's the 5 and have everyone vote on it. So yeah, gonna be good. Gonna be a good time. What would be a good Falk replacement that's not a Falk? I gotta remember the Falk's flight numbers. I think it's a flippy. I think it's like a -2-1. It's a 9 speed. So kind of flippy 9 speed. The lift is probably too flippy for a Falk. Um, I don't know, chat. You help me out. I need to remember how the Falk flies. So someone hit me with that. Um, Adam Broussard said Matty O played a tournament down here in New Orleans. It was very entertaining just to walk with his car, and of course he shredded. That makes sense. LCS says what's my fastest 5K time? His is 21:01. I think mine is 20. It was a 7:30 pace, whatever that equates to. That's 21, and then 30 times 3 would be 22. It's probably like 23 minutes, roughly. Is that pretty close? Somewhere in there. That'd be my fastest. I run one 5K a year, the turkey trot, every year. I originally did it in Lynchburg. Then the past few years, I've done it down at the Outer Banks. But yeah, so I don't really train super hard to run fast at the 5K. I just kind of go out there and see what I'm made of. Last year, I used it as a speed work because I was during marathon training. So I ran a mile warm up, the 5K, and then a mile cool down. But yeah, good time. TR_2 saying a crave maybe. Crave's definitely slower. Definitely slower, but that could be. I don't know if it's flippy enough actually. It's a good thought. It would give you a similar flight. It depends on what you get out of the Falk. The Sphinx, I have no idea what the Sphinx is. I don't know what that does. Zach, did I see a lift in Castaplast sales after this weekend? No, typically performance on the course takes really consistent performance and it takes a while to translate to sales. Um, so no, we didn't see a lift in Castaplast sales, but to be fair, Castaplast sells pretty well for how small of a niche brand it is already. So Dan Oz says, "Have I played my disc duel today?" I have. Didn't get it. It stumped me. I'm not going to give anyone any hints, but I think it's a really hard one today. That's all I'll say. If a crave isn't understable enough, the relay. Well, but the relay, I think there's still 6 speeds. The Falk's a 9 speed. So I don't know. There's probably what is it? The virus maybe from Axiom could be. I don't know if that's too understable. What is the? They make a Axiom or MVP makes a flippy 9 speed. I guess the trail that just came out could actually be pretty good. That's technically a 10 speed, I think, but that could be a pretty good option. They make one that's like the lift, but it's gyro. Is it the Tesla's more overstable. It's like a step flippier than a Tesla. Shay would know. Insanity. Okay, never mind, Shay. Get wrecked. Ollie Bros came in and Garrett. The Insanity. The Insanity could be a good option for the Falk. That could be a good one. Ginger Power 23 said, coming from New Hampshire to Worlds and doing Foundation versus the Nation, very stoked. We're very stoked to have you. Can't wait. Chad said the Discraft Heat, maybe. I think the Heat might be a little too understable. From what I remember of the Falk, it would flip up and give you a little turn, but it wasn't like crazy flippy like a Heat would be. Was there any info posted on Bogey Bros versus the Nation next Tuesday? It's Foundation versus the Nation now, Joey. So we switched it because Brody's going to be able to be in town and be free. Registration's live on the site. We posted a video last week, I think, about registration going up. You can find the link in our Instagram bio, Foundation's Instagram bio, or you can just go to the site and search Foundation versus the Nation. But we're doing it old school way. So it'd be me and Trevor, and then Brody and Connor, and we're going to play collegiate doubles against 4 people playing best shot doubles. So David Hernandez says, I get the jokes about the Lone Star Ranger team fiasco, but the plastic is good, right? Lone Star plastic is hit or miss for me. Sometimes I think it feels really, really good. And sometimes I think it's awful, to be honest. So it's pretty hit or miss. Especially, I really don't like their Lima plastic. I know it's really lightweight, but I really don't like that plastic. So their plastic is solid. But I don't think it's like the greatest stuff on the market. Off the Tree DG said, is someone attending Worlds on Friday in New London? I'm disappointed the no cell phone policy. Curious how strict that gets enforced. I don't know how strict it'll be enforced. I don't know how strict they can enforce it because obviously it's going to be a bunch of volunteers and like temporary staff members. But I mean, I do know that for them to ask for literally no cell phones, that means that their previous policy of airplane mode, it just wasn't getting followed. So this is at least a step of like, what I would imagine their thought process here is, look, we asked everyone to put their phone on airplane mode, but everyone had their phone with them. So people were taking their phone off airplane mode, using it, whatever. So instead, we're just going to ask everyone to leave their phone in the car. And a lot of people will just do as asked. And then the people who rebel against it and don't do as asked, they'll have maybe some type of like, if they see you with a phone, ask you, hey, please go put that back in your car. If you keep refusing, they might kick you. I don't know how that all is going to work. Um, but yeah, I'd imagine their thought process is just if we ask people, there's going to be enough people that just want to do what's right and follow the rule that it should fix it. So Jared Evans says, have people for the TV show already been chosen? Yes. We have the final interview with someone on Thursday, and then we will have picked our 4. It was tough because there was like 40-ish people, and so only like 10% of people got picked. And everyone that I picked from the initial round to go to interviews, they all were awesome. And so, yeah. Logan McGahee said, serious question, why no phones? It's because of the cell reception. From my understanding, the cell phone reception, like close to hole 1, 2, 3, 5, all of that area is fine. It's completely solid. It's just when they go out to like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like that outer stretch is apparently where it kind of gets rough out there. So I think it's just to make sure that the DGN can actually cover 2 rounds at Worlds. Luckily, it's only 2 rounds. So, and like I said, I think it's only 1 stretch of holes. So DGN, you shouldn't really notice interruption, but that's the reasoning behind it, is because they run off of self-service. I mean, we're a niche sport broadcasting in the woods. It just, the fact that we get any type of clear coverage is insane. So the no phones is to try to help, because there's thousands and thousands of people coming. And so if all of those people happen to be, and in addition to that, you have all the competitors, what should we call it, keeping score on their phone and using bandwidth, then like if everyone's doing it at the same time, there's only so much like bandwidth. It would just slow everything down. I'm no tech guy. I don't fully understand it all, but that's the logic. So Kendall Terrell said, how do you get your heart rate down while running? The key is to just what I've done, I'm not great about zone 2 running. I wish I was better. It's just really hard to be disciplined to like, I'm going out and this run is going to be at 11-minute pace and I don't really care because it's boring. It is. But the key is to at least keep as much of your run in that low heart rate zone as possible, which means that maybe you run, you got to have a heart rate monitor while you're going. It can either be on your wrist or I have a chest one I wear a lot of times. The chest one's more whatchamacallit, the chest one is more accurate. But what I do is I'll just monitor it, and when I see it get above the window I'm hitting, like if it gets to 155, 156, 160, somewhere in that range, then I'll stop and walk and let my heart rate come back down, and then I'll start jogging again. And when you first do that, you might literally be running or jogging for like 2 minutes, and then you have to walk. Eventually, like now, if I'm on flat or slight incline, I can just run. And then if it gets really steep is where I now have to walk. So probably a year from now or 6 months from now, I'll be able to just run the whole time. Because it started when I first started doing it, it was like 11, 30, 12-minute pace. And in the summer, it can still be that. Like when it's really hot and humid, it can still be up there. But most of the time, if it's cooler, I'm able to stay in zone 2 around a 10-minute pace, sometimes 9:30 if it's really nice outside. So yeah. Um, but that's how you do it, is you just kinda run, walk. Adam said they need to over-explain the cell phone service things to attendees. There should be no person who doesn't understand why they're asking for no phones. Yes, that's a very good point. He said, "Otherwise, you get asked not to do something with no good reasons. Everyone's natural inclination is to be rebel." Yeah. No, they definitely need to be more clear about it, of like, "Hey, this is why. You really like," and maybe even over explain like you're saying, like, go in depth on this is what happens, it slows X, Y, and Z down. It can make it hard for pros to be able to put in scores, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll have a lot more people be like, well, that makes sense. I don't really need my phone, whatever. Um, Carter said, "There's gonna be the last two questions, and I'm out of here because we got to go film." Carter said, "What's your opinion on how the pros took Ledgestone at the European Disc Golf Festival being perfect? Do you think America lost the crown in quality this year?" The crown in quality is always Europe always kind of wins when it comes to like quality of events that go on. But one thing to remember is like it's taken more seriously over there because there's fewer people, and so the population density that plays disc golf or knows what it is bigger. They don't have the big five sports to compete with at the same level. Obviously, they have their own big five like soccer and stuff like that, but the community over there takes niche sports way more serious than the US. The other thing is they have like 4 or 5 events to really pour time and energy into, versus here we have like 20 events we have to pour time and energy into. So, I think that's kind of the twofold there. But obviously, it's something we should be learning from and trying to implement as much as we can over here. It's just not that realistic a lot of times. And then R. Barrera said, "Which 3 players are my top picks to win Worlds this year?" Gannon Buhr's number 1. I think you'd be dumb not to have Gannon number 1. It's a 5-round event. I think he's won 4 of the 5 4-round events this year. So if we're adding a 5th round, why would he not win that? So Gannon Buhr is number 1. I'm going Ricky Wysocki. I think is a really good option there too. And then my 3rd pick, man, it's hard. You know what? I'm gonna just send it. Paul McBeth, pick number 3. He has really turned it up at the second part of the season. He's gonna be really comfortable on these courses. I think that he has a good chance of. I think he has a good chance at it. He's gonna know New London better than anyone. He's gonna know Ivy really realistically better than anyone, and he's gonna be very very hungry for a win, especially a major win. And he's been basically ever since he designed New London. I think his vision was to get worlds here. So I think he's gonna be very hungry, and a hungry McBeth can lead to some great results. So I think that's my 3: Ricky, Paul, Gannon. All right, we're wrapping it up here. 9:30, got to go film. So be sure to tune in for all those videos coming soon. Next week might also be a shortened coffee break if I'm able to get one. And the week after that, after Worlds, we'll be able to actually get back to a routine. Crazy next few weeks coming up, but appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll talk to you again soon.